Hello and welcome back to All Saints Church in Bakewell. This is a slightly different format in that this is more of an addendum to a most recent video, Deliverance from Evil. And John, as you know, he speaks entirely spontaneously from his own experience. And in this particular case, he wanted to enhance or to add a little bit to the end of the video. So we'll make it as a little standalone mini conversation with John. So here we go.
Well, I'd like to address this particularly to those people who sent in comments to the last video, beginning with words like, "But what about?" or "What if so-and-so?" and so on, and giving their own experiences of unpleasant and horrible and even evil things that they either read about or experienced. Well, indeed, if such questions are addressed to me when I'm actually personally talking to somebody side by side, then I always come back to my sort of standard beginning of let's come into the present moment, here and now, and remind ourselves that there is this, what you could call the third point, this stillness in which we live and move and have our being. Now, whatever cataclysms are going on in the world, this stillness is always the same. It isn't moved. Now, if you can experience this for yourself, then what I'm going to say will make more sense, of course. Now then, in nearly all religions, as far as I know, we're introduced to the principle of three. It is a threefold creation. Now, nearly all our questions, our problems arise because we lose that sense of three, and we work from what's called duality, or two. And typical features of duality are right and wrong, good and bad. Now then, and really the world, which is a dual world in its ordinary unrealized state, is completely taken over by these questions of duality. What if? Questions of making it better. But if we just allow just some sense of this third point to come in, this presence, which I keep referring to, it's like the balancing arm of a pendulum, is or a pair of scales. It's the ups and downs of duality are held within a context of stability, of that which doesn't change. You could also refer to this as Spirit or God, who holds the whole world in his hand. Now, this doesn't necessarily make I don't really care to use words like bad, but all right, let's just use it for now. It doesn't make the bad less bad, or the good more easily arrived at. But it just helps you to step out of the personal involvement with this situation and see it as, yes, civilizations rise and fall. The dinosaurs rose and fell. All life is born, it lives for a while, and then it dies. And through it all, this enduring presence remains unchanged. And wise men advise us to seek this unchanging dimension of life, which you could call the kingdom of God, and realize that that actually is what man is. It's what you are, and it's what I am. And when we realize this, we realize that we are actually immortal, and we're untouched by the performance of duality. I've spoken before that when I come into this presence and realize that that is what I am, there are no more problems. I'm not an old man soon to die at all. I'm not this poor, suffering ego called John Butler. I don't actually have a name at all. I'm nameless and formless. And this is the truth of everybody who appears on our television screens in the role of in some awful suffering situation. Which do we see? And are we able to look through the appearance to the reality behind it? And whatever the statistics or the newscaster is saying, say to oneself inwardly, the pure immortal self, which was neither born and cannot die, nor can it be wounded, but only in the transitory flesh, here today and gone tomorrow. The answer to every question, every problem, is that there is no question and no problem, because all is one, whole, complete, and perfect. The creation as God made it, when he looked and saw that it was good. And at the end of our journey, we too may, if we're fortunate, be blessed to receive that vision where the dark is swallowed up by light and the light shines. And meanwhile, again, as if I may quote again from the first chapter of St. John, the light shineth in the darkness, and the darkness comprehendeth it not. But whoever receives that light begins to take his first important steps on the way to realizing it for himself.